Good morning, everybody. Hey, it's Trace. I just wanted to make another video. It's been a minute since I've been over here at Mike's, which has been kind of hanging out, getting the last two raw before I head out. And I kind of want to talk about that for a second. It's been a little bit more difficult than I expected to maintain my morning practices. My qigong, my meditation, that kind of thing. And I think what that really boils down to is just old patterns. Every time I've come over here before, it's just been, we play video games, we hang out. I don't really focus on any of that stuff. And for a long time, that was to me a little bit of balance. I tend to take my spiritual path very seriously, so I'm very introspective a lot of the times. So I thought it was kind of like a balancing out, getting around, getting out of my own head, just kind of distracting myself, and it's been very healthy. But I feel like I've been here a little bit too long, in the sense that it's just been too much of it. It's just it's too much mind, it's too much distraction, and I wonder if that's going to be it, if it's just the length of time I've been here, or it's just the situation and how that's going to play out further along as I go. If it's because I wonder how long I will be staying at each stop, or how much that will vary. But it's just the way that the planning works out as far as my next stop. That's why I'm going to be here for so long. I actually am leaving tomorrow, going up to Santa Fe to go hang out with my friend. I'll be there for the weekend. I will, after that, go to Clear Lake, where my parents are at. I'll stay there for an undetermined amount of time. I'm going to be there until I can kind of sort out my stay in Houston. I haven't really figured that out yet. So I'll kind of put some feelers out here on Facebook maybe this weekend and see how that plays out. But then after that, I'll be going west Austin. And I do have to reconfirm what I said last time, where I don't feel like this has really started yet. It's just kind of like a little vacation. And there's some good and bad to that. There's, it is nice to kind of relax a little bit, kind of just enjoy myself, meet some, just hang out with my friends. On the flip side of that, it's still kind of like, it almost is like it's a postponing of my actual trip. So I am anxious to actually get rolling. Of course, I am a little bit intimidated still, because this is just, like I said, a vacation. Beyond all of that, the other day, got my second month going, or my second quarter going for my Taoist training. And I got the lesson and everything, and it's been really interesting to kind of go over some of that. And one of the books I'm supposed to read is called The Scholar Warrior. And I read the introduction to the first chapter this morning, and it was really nice to see. Because basically the whole premise is that, for you to be a complete person, you need to have balance, which is you should be a scholar and a warrior. And a lot of stuff lined up with how I've lived my life so far. Some of you know I'm already kind of a jack of all trades. I've done a little bit of everything. I go out to the park on Sundays, or I used to when I can, and I go and beat people up with a foam sword or a foam pole arm. And so there's that aspect that's always been, very active. I like to hand-to-hand combat spar. I like doing that stuff. And then on the flip side of it, when I meditate, I love doing that. When I can go to a spiritual retreat camping site, I love doing that stuff. So, and there's always that, introspective side of me that's always, looking inwards, trying to do more spiritual work and progress further. So I feel like I'm kind of already on this path already, and this is more of just kind of a more broad description, kind of a way to, show why it's important. And it also helps me kind of look at it and see how I'm actually balancing that out. On this journey, I feel like I'll be doing plenty of exercise with the bike riding and everything. But it all just comes back to balance and being a whole, complete person. So there was a very good first chapter. I'm really interested to read the rest of the book and see how it all, turns out, and learn what I can. One point that was made, which kind of stuck out to me, would be discipline. So discipline is definitely one of my weakest areas. I have a hard time being consistent in my practices, namely, my qigong and meditation. I have a difficult time getting up and doing that every single day. There are definitely times where I feel more like I desire it, like I really want to, and then there are other times where it's just kind of like, and than I go without. Um, but I think it is worth noting that once I actually go out on this trip, that's going to be one of those things that I kind of cling to. Going nomadic like this, I'm going to lose a lot of what I could claim as certainty in my life, at least in the external world. So I think the way that I'm going to compensate for that is that my morning practices and maybe my evening, doing some meditation in the evening, like those things are going to be, those will be the consistency that I pull from for certainty. Um, so I'm really interested to see how that plays out. I think it's going to be wonderful. I'm just kind of like out of words to say about it. I guess I've pretty much said it all. But I guess that's it for now. If you guys have any questions or comments, just please leave them below and on Facebook or YouTube. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and have a good one. I'll catch you next time.